guys, Garrett here. I want to talk to you guys about the broadhead that I used for my blacktail hunt this year. I've been wanting to come out with this review for a while, but I've been so busy and I have a really good excuse. I've been hunting and working. But I finally got some time to come out and do a good solid review, talk with a little bit of weight behind it since I've actually used it to harvest a deer. Big, beautiful 4-point blacktail coastal. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's a good heartfelt video, very transparent. It's been received as I hope it would. I was kind of actually nervous putting that one out there, but it was a good video and it was semi-live. I didn't get the shot on video like I was hoping to get, but when you're filming by yourself and that's the situation, you take the opportunity and then you film it the best you can. That's just where I'm at right now. So the broadhead that I use is the Tooth of the Arrow 125 grain XL. And just a little bit about this company. It's a small company. They spent a few years developing this broadhead before they actually came out. And they're small enough to where they hand inspect every single one of these things before they go out. They're out of Minnesota, and it's 100% done in the United States of America. So if you like being patriotic and supporting America, supporting American employers and employees, this is a great broadhead for you. But a little bit about the broadhead itself. It's made out of high-grade carbon steel. It's single-piece construction, and if you go onto like their Instagram, you can see that it has a cylinder, like a whole chunk of cylinder, and then they carve it out of the cylinder of carbon steel, and it's just one single piece. And I really like that. Now in Oregon, obviously we can't use expandables, so we're stuck to using things like these, which I'm fine with. I mean, it's a lot of peace of mind knowing there's no moving parts on this thing. There's no plastic, no screws, no aluminum ferrule or anything like that. It's just carbon steel. And it's the same thing they make like a Montec out of. So this is a really durable broadhead. It was really accurate. Being a 4-blade, I did notice more drag shooting out to 90 to 100 yards. I would shoot about that low versus say something like a 3-blade where I traditionally shoot a 3-blade. I could shoot these bullseyes out to 100, and then I typically be about 4 to 6 inches low with these things on average. And that's just from having more drag. One thing I do want to put out there is that before buying this broadhead, I was doing some reading, and a lot of guys, because I hadn't shot a 4-blade before, they're saying, oh, you need 4 vanes to steer a 4-blade. Well, that's complete crap. That's complete bogus. I was shooting these just fine with 3 vanes steering a 4-blade broadhead. So that's complete bogus. Don't listen to that crap. They're just having a hard time tuning their bows. I don't know why they're even saying that. So I was shooting, just to put things in perspective, I was shooting six different type of broadheads, trying to figure out which one I wanted to go with this year. Well, I ended up choosing this one for deer, and I ended up shooting also the Trocar by Muzzy 3-blade, the Nap Hellraiser, which we used for elk. I was shooting the Black Hornet by Magnus. I also shot Kudu and Anarchy, and you know, that prime was spitting them out and then putting them all identical. Now the Trocar, I don't believe they make these in 125s. I wasn't finding them in 125s. If they were, I probably would have used that because I've used Muzzies for years and I've never had a problem with them. And now that they have these higher grade ones, I really do like these broadheads. But I wanted to go with a newer company, a smaller company, see how they performed. And what really sold me on these is that the archery pro in the department here locally was spin testing these things. And man, they are just really precise. They all spun amazing. I mean, they're really accurate. And like I said, they hand inspect every single one. So I feel like you're going to know that you're going to get the quality out of these things. I felt really good about shooting these things. Now, as far as penetration, at 72 yards, I shot that buck. It was a hard pass through, so after a few steps the arrow fell out, but I still got a hard pass through on it. It did a lot of damage on there. It wasn't a great shot, but it did enough damage going through that deer that it only went like 80 yards, bedded down, and then I was able to put another arrow in him. But it really did a good job. I ran these things into dirt and rocks. They may chip a little bit. You know, you're shooting a 442 grain arrow, 282 feet per second. Something's going to give. And just having a little bit of chips in the broadhead and not actually having them break off was really impressive. They didn't really bend hardly at all. Maybe a tiny little bit of a burr. If you really shot it into something hard, it would start to tip over. But these things are really solid. I've definitely shot a lot weaker broadheads and had success. And this thing is built like a tank. So the accuracy was there. It wasn't that much louder than the rest of the broadheads I was shooting. I was curious if it would be vented, since it's a vented 4-blade, if it would add, a little bit more noise, but it really wasn't there. They're not that loud compared to the rest of the broadheads I'm shooting. So these were louder than the Tooth of the Arrow. These are the Black Hornets. These things are fairly loud. These things were, I think, quieter, or very comparable, or quieter, probably quieter. So very, very interesting in there. The Broadhead, would I use it again? Absolutely. I would give this a really good rating. I would have no problem using it. It's a tough, durable broadhead, tuned just fine, very accurate. And I find that supporting an American-made company, a smaller company based out of Minnesota, I like where my money's going right back into the great US of A. So great broadhead. I'd give them a try out if you're just shooting whitetail and stuff like that, or you even elk hunting with them. It'll definitely do the job. Just make sure that you're packing enough momentum if you're shooting longer distances. But got some cool things coming around the corner. And as always, if you like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, do something. It takes a while to make these videos. It takes a little bit of effort. So hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.